Good morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Rashi Balyan, and today we are going to have a session on certain concepts related with marketing. So before starting with my presentation, I would like to ask a simple question to all of you people. As you people can see on the screen, have you people ever considered what differentiates Starbucks from Costa Coffee or Cafe Coffee Day? Is it only the aesthetics of the retail outlet, or is it related with the ingredients that are used in making these particular coffee? Or is it associated with the ambience that these coffee outlets are providing to their customers? And that indirectly is pushing the brands in order to charge a higher price from their customers for a simple cappuccino. So, the approach here revolves with the type of the competitive marketing strategy that the firm chooses in order to attract their customers to gain more profit. So when we talk about marketing, certain concepts like advertising, profit, sales, all these are the subsets of the marketing. So marketing is an umbrella term wherein we are talking about the awareness, the communication about the product, its specification, how we are positioning our brand into the minds of the customers, and accordingly which type of a strategy that an organization should use in order to attract their customers to earn more profit. Now when we are talking about profit, so sales is an important part. So sales, that simply means converting your product into cash. When we talk about advertising, that is a paid form of the non-personal communication. So different brands with different industries, they use the different marketing and the promotion strategies for their brand positioning into the mind of the customers in order to gain more customers, in order to satisfy their customers, in order to gain the customers loyalty. So it is very necessary for an organization to understand which type of the marketing strategy they should use according to the market dynamics, so that they should earn and they should maintain an enough profit into the industry and the organization for their survival, and they should keep on growing into their specific industry. So we'll be discussing about certain strategies related with the marketing, like the Michael Porter's 5 forces model and the Miles and Snow strategy typology. So these two strategies, they are quite similar with each other, but how they differentiate with a thin margin line, and on what terminologies and concept, on what aspects do they differentiate with each other, that is going to help us out in and the marketers, how we can place our product into the different quadrants of these framework, and then how we can adopt the strategy. So there comes the role, that is Miles and Snow strategy typology. So this is a typology which has been introduced by Raymond Miles and Charles Snow in 1978. Now you can see that we have the different four, in a framework we have the 4 categories like the defender, analyzer, prospector, and the reactor. And then on the other hand, we have 2 different continuums which are talking about the exploitation and the exploration. So this type of a strategy helps us to identify our competitive strength, identify our competitive position in the market. It is very necessary for the organization to understand whether they are falling into the category of the defender or are they falling into the category of the prospector, and accordingly they can frame their marketing strategies. For example, let us take the first quadrant, that is defender. So defender means all the organizations that are seeking the stability with a limited set of the product. So like the name itself is suggesting that I'm defending. So they are very rigid for any kind of change. They are not ready to adopt any kind of innovation into their particular product domain. So again, like I talk about the product. So product is a tangible commodity. Now there can be subcategories of the product also, like the core product, augmented product. Core product means the core features of a product, like any service, tourism service. So their main core feature is the tourism services. The augmented means the associated or the attached service that they are giving along with the core product, an additional service that they are offering to the product. For example, along like the insurance company, they associate their particular product with the different core product domains, and then they offer that particular service to their customers. So into the category of the defender, they are the organizations who are very rigid and they follow a centralized form of the hierarchy. And obviously we'll be discussing certain examples associated with these strategies. Now, just the opposite of defender, we have the prospector. Like the defender, they are defending themselves from adopting any kind of change. So prospectors are just opposite. So they are ready to adopt any kind of change according to the market dynamics. Understand one thing, like the Darwin's theory says, survival of the fittest. So in the marketing aspect as well, when we talk about the brands, when we talk about the product, it is very necessary for a marketer to adopt the changes in the market to maintain their survival. Otherwise, they have to be very much specific with the strategy that they are offering, that they are adopting in order to gain more and more profit into their business. So prospectors, they are ready to adopt any kind of change which is taking place according to the external environment. They are ready to come up with the new innovations in their product. They are ready to come up with the new product design, new exploring out the new market so that they can increase their profit. So these, both of these are just the opposite. Then we have the analyzers. Analyzers, like the name again, it's saying analyze. So they are analyzing. So they are falling in between the defender and the prospector. Now they are playing a safe game. They do not want to face any kind of losses as well, and they are not ready to take the first mover advantage in the market as well. So they want to analyze the market. They are taking their time. Once they enter into the market, they understand the competitors' strategy, and slowly, when they understand the market, they devise their strategies. They enter into the new product domain depending upon the market situations. And the last we have, that is the reactors. Now reactors, these are basically, you can say, all the organizations who are falling into this category. They do not have any specific kind of the strategy or the plan. Now why they do not have any specific strategy? Because they are left out with no other option. They have to join hands with any other strategy, any of the above three strategies, you can say, or they just have to liquidate their business. That is, they just have to move out of the industry, because they are not ready to adopt any change. Do not have the sufficient profits to maintain their business in the industry. So they are into the low phase of their, you can say, the business in that particular industry. So like you can see that there are two different continuums in this particular framework, that is exploitation and exploration. So these two different continuums, they are associated with the type of the information and the changes, the pace through which these changes are being adapted by these four categories, by these four, the organizations who are falling into these four categories. For example, in the case of defender, we have high exploitation and low exploration. So high exploitation, why? Because the information that they already have, that is the product domain in which they are, you can say, doing their business, they are utilizing that information to the extreme level, to the maximum level, but they are not ready to adopt any kind of change in the market. So they are low in terms of exploration. So they are low in terms of adopting new strategy. On the opposite hand, like prospector, low exploitation and high exploration. Like I told you, they are ready to adopt the new changes in the market, ready to explore the new areas, ready to take up the challenges with the new business and the new product domains. But low exploitation, that is limited set of the information. Whatever the limited information, they are utilizing that information into their business, and then they are coming up with the new information. So they are exploring out the new domains so that they can, you can say, increase their customer base, and they can make profit from each and every sector into which they are offering their product. Analyzers, like they are playing the safe, they are playing 50-50. So exploitation is also high and exploration is also high. With the limited information, whatever the product domains that they are catering to, that they are offering to their customers, their set of information is on the high level in each product category. And in terms of the exploration, again, they are ready to explore the new areas in the market. They are ready to explore the new product. They are ready to explore new kind of innovations into the product or the design, into the manufacturing segment. So they are ready to adopt any kind of changes. And reactors, they are low in exploration, low in exploitation, not utilizing the information, existing information, and not ready to adopt any kind of changes which are taking place in the environment. So it is very necessary that we should understand how these particular strategies, they are helping out the marketers in order to put up their particular product into specific type and then understand which type fits into their organization, and they can make their strategies accordingly. So these strategies also help the business to identify whether market penetration strategy or market skimming, like we could call about, these are two different type of the pricing strategies, the price penetration and the skimming. So penetration is when we are keeping the price of the product very low and we are catering the mass market. On the other hand, skimming means when we are keeping the price of the product very high and then we are catering to the market. So obviously we'll be discussing the further examples associated with the pricing strategies and the market strategies. So moving on to the next slide. Like I told you, prospector, innovative firm, defender concentrates on protecting its current market. Analyzer, that is not as innovative as an organization, but most large companies that fall into the third category because they want to protect their base of the operations and create new market opportunities. And reactor has no consistent strategic approach. Now moving on to the certain examples. Now, as you can see on this particular slide, we have two different images. So my question is to all of you people, the image number 1, this particular image belongs to which particular brand? Would anyone like to take an initiative to describe about it? Okay, so this particular brand, the logo of the brand, the parent company is Rolls-Royce, and image number 2, this is particularly the logo of the Rolex watches. Now, both of these two particular examples are in the case of the Defender organization. Now, why they are into the Defender organization? Because when we are talking about the luxurious brand, so luxurious brand, they have already positioned their particular brand into the minds of the customer as the luxurious segment. So they are catering to a specific segment of the customers who are ready to pay a higher price for a specific, let's say, style segment, for the specific type of the product that they are purchasing, and they are associating their personality, they are associating all the product attributes with that particular product specification that the product is offering to them. So when we talk about the brand like the Rolls-Royce, so limited, that is niche segment of the customers. So the organization is focusing only on that particular niche category of the customers who are ready to pay a higher price, and they have maintained a competitive pricing. They are offering very specific product to the customer, and they have created their brand name into the minds of the customer so that no other competitor can enter into that particular segment. So this is a defender strategy, and along with that defender strategy, they have focused on the price skimming on their particular product. Why? Because they are keeping the price of the product very high with a limited set of the customers to whom they are catering to. So that is price skimming. And price skimming, why they have adopted this particular strategy? Because of the brand name, because of the quality of the product that they are offering, and because of the customer satisfaction. They knew that this particular set of the customers, they are ready to pay a higher price for a Rolls-Royce. Obviously, the segment will be the rich class segment is ready to pay a higher price for this particular brand. Same is with the case of the Rolex watches. So luxurious segment. So they are following a centralized form of the hierarchy. So this is an example of the defender strategy. Now, defender strategy can adopt both the things, that is price skimming also and price penetration also. When we talk about the price penetration, then we can take up the examples of the brands, food, beverages, for example, like Pepsi and Coca-Cola. Because when you are keeping the price of the product low, at that particular point of time, you can cater the mass market. But it is very necessary how you are positioning your brand into the minds of the customer. Like brands like Rolls-Royce, the Rolex watches, they have positioned themselves as the luxurious brands. So positioning means creating a distinct image in the minds of the customer. Now that distinction can be based on the product also, can be based on the service also, can be based on the quality also, can be based on the any other product attribute. So on that particular differentiation factor, you are charging a higher price. On the other hand, if we talk about the beverages segment like Pepsi and Coca-Cola, And every particular retail outlet, whether it is in rural area or in urban area, you can find out, you can say Coca-Cola with at a very nominal price, let's say a price of rupees 20 for one simple small bottle. So again, the penetration means when I'm catering the mass market, uh, I try to sell my product to maximum customers so that maximum customers can understand that my product is available at every particular outlet. In that case, they are adopting the strategy of price penetration. So there are other strategies also associated with the pricing, like the psychological pricing, then the cost plus pricing. So in the coming classes, we'll be discussing about the different type of the pricing strategies as well that the organization uses depending upon their product category. So it is very necessary which type of the product category you are offering to your customer, and accordingly you can charge that particular price. So moving on to the next slide, like we have an example of Apple and 3M. So 3M, we all know that that is a leading manufacturer in the healthcare segment. Now, this is an example. Both of these particular brands, they are an example of the organization or the strategies that is falling under the case of the prospector. Now, why they are prospectors? Like I told you, they are ready to adopt the new changes which are taking place in the market. Now, Apple, they are not only dealing with the iPhone segment, or not only dealing with that particular phone segment industry. They have entered into the other segments of television, also entered into the segment of the music, also entered into the segment of the phone, tablet, laptops, AirPods, into the different categories, product categories, right? And every year they are coming up with some new innovation. Every you can say after some point of time they are coming up with an innovation into their product. So that is the example of prospector. Now they knew that for their survival, iOS introduction itself is not sufficient to maintain constant profits in the industry. They do not have any other competitor into the market, so they are into the prospector category, because as and when the changes taking place in the external environment, they are adopting the new changes into their particular business. On the other hand, we have 3M, who's a leading manufacturer of the healthcare products, also personal care products, also chemical products, also, and the household care products also. So what they have done is they have understood the industry in depth, and then they have introduced their new products into the different sectors, subsectors, like the healthcare sector, design sector, manufacturing sector. Then they have came up with their new products into each and specific category, so that for each segment they can cater maximum customers. So this is an example of perspective. Then we have Amazon. Like Amazon, their core business, when we talk about the core product, so core product is the basic core specification through which they are earning the maximum profit. So core business of Amazon is the online book selling company. But when they entered into as a book selling company, after some point of time, they have diversified their product domain. How? They have entered into the OTT platform also as an Amazon Prime. Then they have came up with the e-commerce website also, as Amazon is offering the different type of the product. And recently they have launched the Amazon Prime, the music also, which is giving a direct competition to the iTunes. So that is Prime Music. So understand, when I have entered into the business with my core product, and then I have already created my name into the mind of the customer, then I can identify the different markets, different areas wherein I can explore more products, and I can enter into that segment and understand the mindset of the customer, and again cater those particular customers in order to earn more profit. So this is an example of analyzer. They have understood the business, they have entered into the market with one core product, and slowly they have increased and diversified their particular businesses in order to increase their profit from every industry, be it OTT platform, be it online selling, be it let's say the music, or be it an online book selling company. Then we have an example of reactor, like Nokia. Nokia once was a particular brand name into the mobile phone segment in 90s, and it was a very affordable phone, cheap phone for the people who and all set with the specifications, better quality, better battery backup. But now there is no name of Nokia. Why? Because like a product life cycle of in a particular product domain, we talk about the four stages. So product life cycle has four stages: introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. Introduction is when the product grows. uh, Introduction, they entered into the market. So Nokia entered into the market segment when there were no mobile phones. So they have maintained enough profit into their growth phase. So they came up with the new, you can say, the product models also at the affordable rates for the customers. So they have maintained good profits at once in the mobile phone segment industry. It was a very popular name into this particular segment. But now there exists no name of Nokia. Why? Because they were unable to adopt the new changes which took place in the external environment. From the introduction, they reached to the growth phase. From the growth phase, again they reached up to the maturity stage. But at the maturity stage, they were not able to devise any new strategy or adopt any new change according to the external environment. So from the maturity, they automatically went into the decline stage instead of you can say adopting any new strategy or entering into a new market segment. So it is very necessary that at the maturity stage, the organization or the firm should go for some new strategy. Either it should be a new product development, it should be a new market, it should be a, you can say, a new customer base. It is very necessary for the organization to identify, to devise again a new strategy at the maturity phase in order if they want to survive in the market. Now, for example, Apple. If we talk about Apple, now Apple is not in the introductory phase. And Apple would have been into the introductory phase at the time when iOS was introduced. Now they are making decent enough profit with every, you can say, the innovation at every point of time, a specific point of time with a specific time duration of the intervals. So they have reached to their maturity level. And to maintain their survival, to maintain their profits into the industry, they are coming up with the new innovation. So they are doing the new product development. So it is very necessary into the product life cycle of any product. It is very necessary for the organization to understand each and every stage and accordingly identify their strategy. So in the similar way, like we have discussed with this particular strategy, Miles and Snow strategy typology, we have identified how we can place the different categories of the product into the different frameworks. And according to that particular framework, we can identify if we are falling into the defender category. So we should focus on the price penetration or the price skimming or the competitive pricing, or are we falling into the prospector category? Is there any kind of innovation that is required, or are we falling into the category of analyzer, that we have to understand the market, we have to understand the business first, and then we have to come up with let's say the new product or the new customer base in order to maintain our survival in the market. In the same way, we have another model, that is Porter's generic strategy. Now, Porter's generic strategy has been introduced by Michael Porter in 1985. Now, what he has devised is that the entire, you can say, the framework has been divided into the categories like the cost leadership and differentiation. Now, differentiation, then the third category we have, that is focus, which is again divided into the two subcategories, that is cost focus and differentiation focus. Now, how this particular framework works? Again, helpful for understanding the competitive strength of the particular market. What is our competitive advantage as a business in any specific industry, be it you can say electronics, be it personal care, be it household care. So what is our competitive advantage as a marketer? For that particular strategy, we need to understand how these four quadrants are working in this strategy. So when we talk about the cost leadership, so cost leadership means based on the cost factor. We are making ourselves as the leader of the market. For example, you are the competitive, you're offering a competitive pricing And according to that competitive pricing, you are offering the cheapest cost, the lowest cost into that particular industry. For example, Walmart. They are offering the personal care, household care, all the products, and accordingly they are using, or they are asking for very, very nominal prices from their customers. So that is the competitive pricing, and they are offering their product to their customers at a very cheap cost. On the other hand, we have the differentiation strategy. Differentiation strategy means what is the differentiation factor that you are using for your particular product? Is it the uniqueness, or is it the quality? Is it the product design? Is it the brand, or is it the logo? Based on which particular thing you are saying that your product is different from the other particular product. For example, we have Louis Vuitton, certain specific luxurious brand. So they have created their brand positioning into the mind of the customers, and accordingly they are charging the prices from their customers. Then we have the cost focus and the differentiation focus. Cost focus means when we are taking a niche strategy for a niche segment of the customers. For example, in the beverages segment, we have the two famous examples, that is Red Bull. Like we have seen the advertisement, they say that Red Bull gives you wings. Now that is a particular slogan of that particular product. On the other hand, we have its competitor, that is Monster Energy Drinks. Now, Monster Energy Drinks, they are cheap. They are priced at a lesser cost comparatively to the you have like the Red Bull drinks. So only the niche segment of the customers they are catering to, and of that particular niche segment, they are offering the cheap prices of that particular product of Monster Energy Drinks compared to the Red Bull drink. So that is cost focus for a niche segment who likes to have only the beverages or the energy drinks into that segment. In the same way, we have the differentiation focus. So differentiation focus is when we are focusing again to a niche segment with a differentiation factor. Now, how we can identify that? What is the differentiation factor in a specific market or a niche category of the market? For example, we have the organic foods. Now, organic foods, they are keeping their price very high for their particular products. Why? Because they are saying that if the customer uses their product, the product is very healthy. It has many benefits related with the health. And based on that particular factor, only for that segment who are preferring the organic products or organic food, they are ready to pay a higher price for that particular product. So differentiation factor, and along with the differentiation factor, we have adopted the price skimming strategy, charging a higher price based on the quality of the product that we are offering, and based on this particular concept, we are charging a higher price from their customers. So it is this particular strategy helps us to identify how we can segment our particular, you can say, the market, how we can target them, how we can position our particular brand or the product into the mind of the customer, and accordingly how to identify your competitive advantage based on these particular subcategories which are falling into this generic strategy. Now, both of these strategies are quite similar with each other. The only point of differentiation that exists in these two strategies is that in the case of the Porter's 5 case model and Porter's generic strategies, we are limited with a particular set. How it is limited? Because we are focusing on the cost, we are focusing on the differentiation factor, we are segmenting our customers based on demographic, psychographic, and accordingly we are positioning our brands into the mind of the customer. On the other hand, if we talk about the Myers and Snow strategy typology, what they are doing is they are considering the other aspects also. So that is a broader term which are keeping the entrepreneurial, the administrative, and the engineering aspects into consideration. And why entrepreneurial? Because whether the organization has to go with the current product mix, or do they need to explore the new market, new product domain, or do they need to adopt the balanced approach of both? And how the process improvement takes place, how the changes which are taking place in the external environment, how we can incorporate those changes. So the engineering concept and administrative concept means the execution of these strategies. how the technological changes are taking place in the external environment, and how we can incorporate those technologies into our business, into our market, so that we can earn more profits for our particular business or in our particular industry. So that is a broader concept, and Porter's generic strategy, that is a very generic business model. So whenever we plan to enter into a new market, it is very necessary that we should understand the market first, and then identify which kind of the strategy fits our organization, and accordingly adopt those particular strategy. So when we are entering into a new market, we need to understand the market attractiveness. According to the market attractiveness, we can identify into which particular quadrant or into which particular strategy we can do the SWOT analysis, that is strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. We can do the SWOT analysis, and then we can adopt the most appropriate strategy for our business. So with this, we can wind up today's session. So both of these particular strategies are quite similar in nature, but there is a very thin line of difference. That is, one is a broader concept, one includes the managerial technological perspectives into consideration, and the other one is generic basic business model. So it is very necessary to understand what is our product category, which particular industry we are catering to, how many competitors we are having into that particular industry, and accordingly we can adopt the strategy as which is suiting our business at that particular point of time, so that we can make maximum profits. So obviously we'll be meeting again. So thank you all of you. With this, I would like to put an end to this presentation. So thank you all of you.